So my family are really into music. I'm from a big family of 6 kids, and we all grew up with musical theatre. My mum and dad were drama teachers and always playing music and being theatrical, so kind of was immersed in it early and immersed in performing early, and started forming bands with mates at high school and Foodland where I used to work, and then get out there and find musicians out in the industry to perform with and play with and write songs with. What got me into the music industry was I've always written songs and things like that, but lately I've always wanted to perform, and I get a real buzz and a real kick out of performing, especially original songs to people that have never heard them before or people that have and they sing along. It's that desire and that thrill of performing on stage. I really enjoy that a lot. In my other life, I'm actually a high school teacher, and I don't teach music at all. I started to teach music and then it sort of killed it for me a bit. I also work as a tour guide in the Coorong. So I'm outdoors a lot, out in the sun, and so then my other life is musician. I spend a lot of time indoors playing music and outdoors like this, in this beautiful environment here. I'm not in a band at the moment, but I have played in a few bands. So recently I was part of a band called Vivian Wild Force. We played a gig at the Gov main stage. That was good fun during COVID. But I do the solo show thing a lot, like a lot of people do. Leaning now into starting to record with other musicians and build more complex songs, and then hopefully perform with a band in the very near future. So there's a little town called Udunda, just outside of the Barossa Valley, and my first sort of solo gig was playing at this community event called Udunda Rocks, and I was teaching there at the time in my early 20s, and I just remember this open mic night and going along with the entire community was there, and I just played a few songs and then sat down, and then someone got up and played the bagpipes, and then someone got up and played other music, and it was just this really beautiful thing. So that was kind of my first performance as a solo musician, and probably my first gig with a band was probably the uni bar when I was 17. Played as part of a battle of the bands as a drummer back in the day. Music is an art form, and all art is fraught. If you are looking to make money or looking to survive off that, I think being diverse in what you offer is really important. So I think a major challenge is trying to be diverse. A lot of what I write is straight from the heart and hopefully relatable, but when I'm maybe redrafting a song, I'll probably try and think about less specific examples from my life and maybe more broad language. So I think the challenge is making things relatable, but I think more broadly though, it's quite challenging for musicians in Adelaide, particularly maybe in South Australia, to make it to the next level where they are earning money from it, and there's probably limited bands and artists in Adelaide and South Australia who can do that very easily. When I started to play with really talented people and sort of feel like I belonged, it kind of made me feel like maybe I am a musician after all, not just someone having a crack, and maybe I can actually develop. And also my partner's an amazing singer, and she's really good at believing in me, but also giving me feedback about how to improve. Well, I've been performing for a long time, but I've only just sort of started to think I'm probably good enough to start performing. So I think maybe for the last year, I've taken myself a bit more seriously and gone, yeah, this is my name, this is what I want to promote. I've been writing songs forever, but really connecting myself with the music that I'm writing, I think probably about a year. I had some piano and drum lessons when I was a kid. I taught myself, my dad taught me some guitar, and then I learnt from YouTube and other friends really. So no formal training with guitar, but for a long time I just sort of plateaued and didn't really improve. And then, watching bands play, watching, amazing guitarists play always inspires me to putting some effort into improving. That's kind of how I've done it. And it keeps me interested because I'm not stuck to a strict training regime, or I don't know any theory really. So, I'm going to make mistakes and I'm going to forget the words, and I'm still discovering all that stuff, which is great. So it's really fun actually. Yeah. So the Adelaide music scene is so great. I'm a huge fan of local bands. So what kind of got me into doing it was seeing people like Isaac Thomas. But I've seen him play, and I sort of follow his music journey a bit, and that's really inspiring because he sings from the heart, and I'd love to be able to play with him one day. Other bands like local grunge rock, Super Jesus. I grew up listening to rock and classic rock, and then some grunge rock as well. So, and then bands like Wanderers, of course, they're just awesome, and what they produce on stage is just electric. So I love that. And I got some other close friends, I guess, that play music that don't do it for performance or for money. They're just people that play around campfires, or we jam out from time to time, and yeah, we love playing together. So they inspire me to play and write songs as well. People like Paul Kelly, and I'm a big Powderfinger fan. Speaking from my experience, it's been good not to launch straight into music as my thing. That makes me money and helps me survive. So invest more time and energy into the aspects of music that you love, whether it's performing or writing, or watching music. Go and watch bands play and talking to artists. Sustainably, gradually increase your investment in it, and I think good things happen. And if it does take off and you do start to survive off your musical talents or whatever, then yeah, go for it. I released 2 singles last year, or year before. In the last couple of years I've released 2 singles. I've got 2 songs out, one called Silver Smile and one called Home, which I recorded at Island Studios down in Pasadena, while you are waiting for the sun. And that I recorded that at Palomino Sound Recorders in my pocket with some amazing cellists. And then my dream would be to get an album out this year as well. But yeah, it's taking my own advice. I need to wait until I've got the money for that. But yeah, that's the dream. So hopefully an album out this year, and or next. Yeah, I don't know.